Alright, how you guys doing today? Today's story is coming from r/AmITheA hole. First things first though, make sure you like the video and make sure you leave a comment. I would love to hear whether you think this person is right or if they're wrong, and why. Today's story is coming from user/mountain_cash5850, which I think is kind of ironic. Titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to share my vacation home with my in-laws for 6 months after they sold their home without consulting me? Am I the a-hole? Okay, just gonna repeat the same title. Alright, whatever. Background. My husband, 35 male, and I, 35 female, have been married for 5 years. We own a beautiful vacation home on the beach that we built ourselves and use throughout the year. My in-laws, 60s, have always been welcome guests, visiting for a few weeks here and there and contributing financially towards the maintenance costs. Last month, my in-laws suddenly announced that they're selling their house to downsize and move into a tiny condo. Apparently, they've been secretly harboring this idea for months and never mentioning it to me or my husband. They plan to close on the sale in 2 weeks and then just move into our vacation home for 6 months while they figure things out. I was floored. This house is our sanctuary, not just a retirement home extension. We use it frequently and have friends and family booked to visit throughout the year, and rely on the income it generates during the peak season. My in-laws, on the other hand, haven't lifted a finger on the property themselves and only contribute minimally. My husband, bless his sweet heart, is more understanding. He feels bad for his parents and believes we can just make it work. His in-laws, sensing my resistance, are now guilt-tripping us, claiming that they have nowhere else to go and offering to pay significantly more than their usual contributions. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let them move in? On one hand, I feel obligated to help my family in need, but on the other, this feels like an outrageous imposition on our personal space and finances. Into the comments, not the a-hole. It is outrageous. You'd be well within your right to say no, but I'm curious, how is your relationship with them otherwise? How's your husband's relationship with them? What other options do they have? Again, you have every right to say no, and it would not make you the a-hole. But is it worth the damage you could do? In other words, are you okay with whatever fallout occurs? If you end up deciding to let them stay, I would be very clear about how upset and disrespected you feel. Then if they ever pull something like that again, you're gonna have major problems. And the OP comments. My relationship with them is strained because this isn't the first time they've grossly overstepped. This has led to many a fight between my husband and me, and my husband sees no wrong in their behavior and thinks we should just help them. Every time they're at the vacation home, they've commented on how much they love it and how they love to live in a place like this at retirement. So I feel this is just a very intentional move on their part. Not letting them stay will create conflict in the marriage, but I'm pretty sure that they'll never leave if we let them move in. No, 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 no. Not the a-hole. Do not do this. Don't fall for the because the family needs it bullcrap. This isn't the family in need of your space. This is running a con to get into your space. They can find plenty of spaces. Heck, they can take a cruise for 6 months. If they need help, you can help them find a temporary space for 6 months. In fact, why not meet them with a list of a few places they can look at? I know that they won't look at it, but sends the right message. They showed you who they are. They're sneaky, manipulative, and only care about what they want, and are willing to try and guilt trip you to give it to them. Nothing in this says that they're loving and want what's best for you. What do they mean, figure things out? Sounds like they don't have a plan. They're just expecting to move in and stay forever. Once they've established residency, you can't just evict them. You'll need to go through a process. Since your husband can't say no now, do you really expect he'll be able to say no later? There's no upside for you in this. There's only grief and pain. I wouldn't do it at all, but if forced to, I would have him on a lease. That way you can evict them once it ends, and if they get in there without a set end date, it'll go much worse for you. I'm sorry that your husband doesn't understand that his parents are using both of you. Good luck. And this person comments, I'm not sure if they're speaking through the experience of OP, like if they read through their profile posts and like could decipher everything that they've posted and figured out that this is their life, but they say this. Honestly, if it was me and my spouse wasn't okay with it and I worked 80 to 120 hour weeks as a nurse during COVID to pay for it, I'd honestly threaten divorce. Heck, probably even go through with it. If the spouse lets them, that's irreconcilable. Once they're in there for a month, it's their permanent residence. You'll have to evict them if they don't want to leave. And somebody says, yeah, hubby's still acting like he a child and wanted their approval. And then the same person who gave OP's perspective most likely comments again. This reminds me of my mom. My mom had me, then abandoned me and my grandparents. She never saw her dad as a person, just a dad. Well, I was with him until the end of his life. When my grandma was dying, he relied on me to say we needed to let her go, because he couldn't. I was there for the years after he lost his wife. I saw him break down and cry. I saw him fail. I saw him lose hope, and I pushed him to keep going. By the end of my grandpa's life, I saw myself as his equal. In fact, after my grandma died, he gave me a watch that she gave him. When my grandpa started dying, my entire family freaked out and started treating me like a child. None of them able to handle it. My grandpa's brother looked at me like, what's going on? When he visited. My mom doesn't see him the way I do. I see him as a person. She thinks that he was perfect in every way. I know he was just human. My mom never argued with my grandpa. I argued with him constantly, told him no, and did my best by him. Some people never just see their parents as human. They spend their entire lives thinking that they knew everything. They don't. And then for devil's advocate, looked up some "you're the a-hole" comments. You're the a-hole for not consulting you. They could sell their house and most likely mention it to your what? That's not even the point. That no. You're the a-hole. Money is money. And if they're willing to pay significantly more than you ask, get it in writing before they change their mind. You're not wrong. He's not wrong there. The one "you're the a-hole" comment is spitting a little bit of facts. And then there's no "everybody sucks" here comments. So, all right, that's going to be the end of the story. Hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.